Welcome back. Well, in this video, I built a barn style pocket door for the toilet that's in my office. I did build this sink a while ago and just some basic cupboards and made it fit in nicely. There was a beaded hammer copper sink and I thought it finished it off pretty well. Now, I put this little guide in when I did the floor, and in an earlier video you would have saw the frame I built for the pocket door, which is a 50mm gap, and there's the hardware at the top for it to slide in and out. Now I'm going to make this out of the same boards I used in my loft, so they're 19mm pine, Baltic pine. I trim the tongue and groove off of some of them because I'm going to use them as a top layer, which you'll see a bit later. And I had a bit of trouble with my camera, so I missed this bit where I just simply glued, I think it was about 7 of these together to get the width I wanted. So I glued them, strapped them together, left them overnight, and I'm not sure if you should glue them. I'm no carpenter, so if any experts out there, let me know what you think. Now, with the guide in the bottom, rather than try to route that slot later, what I figured I'd do is just make a groove on either side of the two boards that sit at the bottom. And I want about a 5mm gap, so I took 2.5mm off of each board, and when they're glued together, I should end up with a really nice clean gap, as you'll see here, for that slide. And that provides about 2 or 3mm clearance, which should be fine. Now start putting those edge pieces on. They're the ones where I took the tongue and groove off, and I do put one board across the middle, and I'm just using Titebond glue. As I say, I'm no wood expert, but this seems to work pretty good for me, so I clamp them down, progressively work my way around, and that glue seems to hold up really well. Do the same with the bottom, and there's that groove again. Now for the bit going across the middle, it's not right in the middle of the door. I put a bit of RHS there as a bit of support because I'm mindful that I don't want this door to warp, particularly when I'm gluing it together. So I decided on put a barn style cross like my other barn doors and my office desk, and I just cut them neatly to fit in there. I do one complete board and then one on either side of that. I sand it 120 to down to 240 and just do a hand sand just to finish before I stain it. And that's the back of the door, and you can see here the cross for the barn style door. And I actually also route a little bevel just on all of the corners, as you can see here, just to give it a bit more of a finished look. And I'm quite happy with the way this has turned out so far. This is the hardware. They sort of just have these clips that clip onto the roller that then fits into the track. Now this is the same stain and varnish you use on my office desk. I like this product. I like the color it gives. I put 2 coats on, and you see when you put it on, obviously it's a gloss, as you can see here, but when it dries into a nice satin finish. And after the second coat, it really comes up quite nice. So that's the first coat. That's the first coat when it's dry, and I put a second coat and then simply do the same on the other side. This other side's a bit more fiddly because there's obviously more corners and things, but I just take my time and it comes up pretty good. Again, that's the first coat. There's the second coat just gone on, and once that dried, come up really nice. There it is, dry. Now I found a lock for a sliding door, which it's got like a turn style knob on it, and there's little prongs that come out that allow you to lock a sliding door. And if you look carefully, you see the little prongs come out. So that's quite a neat lock. And because it's a pocket door and it goes all the way in, you need something to be able to stick your finger to pull it back out. So that's what this little thing is here. And I just cut a hole for it, a little recess, put a dab of liquid nails, and sit it in there, and that'll be plenty enough to hold that. Now, fitting it like this, everything I do seems to be such a tight tolerance. It was a bit awkward getting this in there, to be honest, because there was bugger all clearance, but finally got it to fit. And after I was happy with the way it slid and fitted in there, I just put the frame back on. Now, good friends of ours gave us these toilet sort of logos, so I decided to polish them up a bit, and I thought that would be a good finishing touch. So there it is. It's come up pretty good. I've got the office set up a bit now with my bikes. I've got an old fuel bowser there, which I'll do in a later video because that is still functional. There's my desk. I've got some things I've had for a few years. So there's a front of a car, like a Mini, that's been made into a leather seat. And I've also got a Holden LS1 engine here as a coffee table. So it is getting there. My projects will be starting very soon. This workshop build has taken much longer than what I expected, but I'm really looking forward to getting back into my projects, and I've got some exciting stuff coming up. So stick with me, and I'll see you in the next video.